Hello, how are you? My name is Ruth. Welcome to my channel. Today I am doing the next episode in the little series that I'm doing called Pan It. No, I get my own series wrong. Love It, Pan It, Declutter It. So essentially I am going through each category of my collection, testing out the products in that category and in a controlled environment so that I'm wearing the exact same other products every day, so everything has a fair chance. And today's one is going to be bronzers. If you hear any noise of that outside, I do have the window open because it's just too warm to not. There's just no way I'd be able to record with the window closed. So you might just hear some ambient kind of outdoor noise, kids playing, dogs barking, that kind of thing. But I know you won't mind because you're the best in the world. So I'm going to get cracking. I'm going to try not to be as long-winded as was the last time. We all know that's not going to happen, but we'll give it a blast. I have currently 10 bronzers. Now today I'm talking about single bronzers. I'm not talking about cream bronzers. I'm just talking about powder bronzers. I'm not talking about bronzers that are in palettes. It's just single pan bronzers essentially. So the first one I'm going to start off with is this cute little one from Marc Jacobs. So I bought this because I wanted to see what all the fuss was about, and I didn't want to pay a fortune for the big one because it looks like a massive pan anyway, so trying to get through it, and it's expensive, and what if I didn't like it? It would be an awful lot of money to spend. I have the shade 104 Tan-tastic, and it's the Omega Bronze Coconut Perfect Tan. This is what it looks like, so it nearly looks like a large eyeshadow. This is the colour of it. I'll try and swatch these, but I know sometimes it's hard to see. So that's the Marc Jacobs one there. So it's 3.6 grams, and like this is €20 for 3.6 grams. I mean, you wouldn't even pay that for an eyeshadow, really, would you? For a matte one, anyway, certainly not. Marc Jacobs is cruelty free, but I don't know what's going on with them at the moment. They seem to be selling off a lot of their products. I think their kind of contract with Kendo is up, and they're maybe shopping around. I don't know. I'm not obviously in the business community of makeup. So I don't know what's happening, whether they're gone or not, or repackaging or whatever. Anyway, not the point of this. The plastic, it's just a plastic little, nothing fancy, nothing 20 quid worth. I would say it definitely has that coconut scent in it. It's mild, but it's there. So if you don't like that, if you don't like the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, you won't like that. If you do like that, you'll love this. But it's not as strong as the Physicians Formula. I've written down, sorry, I'm looking down at my notes if you see me looking down. I've said the colour in it is it's a cool, it's not too cool or warm. So it's not like a really orange or red toned bronzer that, can be very intense, but it's not cool either in that it's not a contour shade, if that makes sense. So it's in the middle, and it's quite a satin finish. I would say it's not glowy, but it's not extremely matte that it sticks kind of to where you put it down. I found that it blended quite easily, which was fantastic, because that's always a concern with bronzer. Like I said, you don't want it sticking in a spot and getting patchy and that. You want it to really be easy to blend and move around the face. I said it warms up the face, and you can contour. Now I know I said it's not cool like a traditional contour, but you could chisel a little bit with it. So I did find that you could kind of carve out the cheekbones a little bit with it. It can be used as that. It's not so warm that you couldn't do that with it. But I wouldn't pay for the full size of this. I just wouldn't. It's too expensive in my mind for me not to be oohing and ahhing over it, if that makes sense. It's a fine product. I'll pan it. I'm not going to declutter it or anything like that. It costs enough, and there's nothing, it doesn't offend me in any way, so I will pan it. But yeah, I wouldn't pay the full whack for the big one. And if you love it, I'm delighted for you. All I ever want is to find products that I love, that I'm passionate about, and that and I'm so happy. If that's it for you, brilliant. Happy days. I'm delighted. The next one I have is the Catrice Sun Glow Mineral Bronzing Powder. So we're going to have a bit of reflection on the packaging here. It's under €10. You get 8 grams of products. 8 grams of product. It's cruelty free. Plastic is a little bit flimsy, but not so flimsy that I think it's going to break. It feels sturdy enough, if you know what I mean. I have the shade 10 Golden Light. Don't know if I said that already. There's no scent to it really at all, and it's quite a subtle shade. Again, it's a bit like the Marc Jacobs and that, and I mean, there you go, like, this is quite like the Marc Jacobs. I'm not going to lie, you know, when you feel it there. There's them side by side. There isn't a whole lot between them, and this is €10 for 8 grams, you know. Again, a kind of a satin finish, so a similar finish to it. Easy to apply, blends well, no patchiness whatsoever in it. I thought it was very natural on the skin, and what I've said about it is that it'll make a really good winter shade. So a tad pale for me at the moment, but it'll be beautiful in the winter time when I just want to warm up the skin a little bit without looking too bronzed and glowy, you know, like you do in the summer. I mean, I don't know about you, but I love a bronzed glowy look in the summer, and I like to be a little bit subtler in the winter and kind of just warm up the face a bit, you know, take the look of death out of it. But yeah, I really like this. I think it's a fantastic product. I do like a lot of Catrice's face products, I have to say. I find them quite good. They could do with broadening their colour range, absolutely. They're trying. They need to try harder. Hopefully they'll get there. But yeah, I really like this. So this is another one that's or not another one, because this is the first one that I'm saying this. This is a Love It. This is one that I really enjoy using and love it for as a winter shade, like I said. Next up we have from Revolution the bronzer. They just say bronzer reloaded. So this is kind of, it looks a little bit worn, the packaging does. It's that kind of packaging. It's cheap, you know what I mean, the kind of embossing and that wears off it. But again, this is under €10, and you get even more in this. This is 15 grams of product, and you can see it kind of has that marbled effect, so you know that you're probably going to get more of a glowy product when you see that marbling, and you do with this. Now, it's not shiny or, you know, anything like that, don't get me wrong. There's no scent to this at all. It's a little bit warmer, maybe not actually. Now when I put them side by side, it's quite similar to the other two. It's actually probably a tiny bit lighter. You see, there's the third one in along here. Again, goes on so like, this goes on even easier than the Catrice, and it blends again like a dream. I don't know whether it's the whatever they use to give the glow in it that makes it blend a little bit easier than something that's very matte, if that makes sense. I said it was nice, a nice shade that gave a warmth and definition to the face without looking tangled. You notice I say that a lot. Nobody in Ireland wants to look tangled. Do you have tango in America or anywhere else? It's a very orange drink, and it's a joke in Ireland that, you know, if your tan goes very wrong and it looks very orange, you're tangled. So, you know, just FYI, if I say it a lot. Again, too light for summer, but it is a beautiful winter shade. So again, this is another one that I absolutely love and I will use in the winter time. So I definitely do have bronzers suitable for winter and bronzers suitable for kind of summertime, and those would be two that I love for the winter time. Next up is one that's actually relatively new to my collection, but it's become a favourite very quickly. Now this is going to be so reflective, so we'll just, yeah, no, forget about it. How can we show this? Maybe tilt it up a bit? I don't know. Anyway, it is from Zoeva, and it is called the Radiant Bronzer Multi-Use Powder, and this is what it looks like. And it is just beautiful. I wanted, because you'll notice as I go through this, I seem to have a lot of bronzers that are quite suited to wintertime and not so much to summer, when I have a little bit of a tan or when I have tanned up, if you know what I mean, put on some tan. So I picked this up in TK Maxx, and it's just beautiful. It's in the shade Lumi 0.4. There's 10 grams. It's cruelty free, beautiful compact. I mean, I can't really show you, but it has a beautiful mirror, really good mirror on it. And it's just it just looks really pretty. It's just a really pretty packaging. I would say again that the colour is more on the neutral side, not too cool, not too warm. And depending on where you place your brush, you can either make this be a kind of a satin bronzer or a more shimmery bronzer, because this is like a highlight nearly on the finger, and then the bronzer is just, it's more kind of a satin finish. So nothing matte in here at all, but just Sorry, I'll just wipe off the last few swatches. It's just gorgeous. I like, it feels nearly creamy when you put your hand into it. It's not like cream to powder or anything like that, but that is what it looks like. So it definitely is warmer, and kind of that's the, like, you could use this part on its own even as a highlight if you wanted. So depending, what I usually do is I will tap into this side first and kind of do it up, and then swirl the brush in the whole lot and kind of buff over everything then to just kind of blend it all in and give a little bit of shimmer and glow. Not shimmer, because it's not shimmery, that's not right, glow. Give a bit of glow to the skin. This is a lovely bronzer. If you happen to come across it on sale or that, I'd say pick it up, because it is very, very nice and very, very lovely. What have I written? I used a smaller, more precise brush if I just want the satin finish side, and a bigger fluffy brush for glowy, which is what I said. And my initial thoughts, I wrote down yum. Beautiful summer shade, not too warm toned, beautiful and glowy, an absolute favourite for summer. So that's high praise indeed coming from me, because I don't rave too often about products. So the fact that I'm raving about this is just fantastic. But yeah, I find myself reaching for this an awful lot at the moment. Really loving it. Next is, I think, my e.l.f. primer infused bronzer. So this was all the rage there. Was it last year or the year before e.l.f. started coming out with all these primer infused products? This is in Forever Sun-Kissed. Not that I know just by looking at it, because God forbid e.l.f. would fork out the extra, what, 10 cent maybe, for a sticker to tell you what colour you're fucking using. It drives me crazy. All their products, because I just throw the boxes away straight away, and I should know by now at e.l.f. not to do that. And then I'm looking kind of going, what shade have I? And then I'm in the store and I end up picking up the same shade again or something stupid like that. Get your act together, e.l.f. Put stickers on your stuff. Anyway, rant over. So this is again under €10 here in Ireland. It's about 10 grams worth of product. It's cruelty free. Packaging's kind of a hardy plastic. You know, it's plastic, but it's tough. You know, sometimes like the Wet n Wild is also flimsy, it always breaks. Don't feel like this will break on me. Very incredibly slight coconut scent. Like, I mean, we're talking, that could have even been just residue on a brush or something. It's that faint. I would say that this is a tad more cool toned, and it is more of a matte, nearly satin kind of a formula. They claim that it's long wear, matte infused with lock on primer powder to ensure a full day of bronzed, sun-kissed glow. Smooth and easy to apply and long wear. And it goes on very easily, I have to say. It's pigmented, but not too much so that, you know, you're not worried about it when you put it on. You can go in, you know, with your brush confidently without kind of going, oh God, this is where am I going to end up with this, and am I going to be able to blend it out? And you can, it blends out very nicely. Again, this is more of a autumn kind of summer to autumn, spring to summer shade. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? It's not very cool that it would only suit me in winter, but it's not very warm either that it would be warm enough for summer. This is it here. So yeah, it's another really nice bronzer, I have to say. So I understand what the hype was about when it came to that one. It was lovely. I do have the blushes as well, which I don't know that I love quite as much. And they're the same size as this, which, let's be honest, as panners, we all know what a ridiculous size for a blush. I mean, yeah, for a bronzer, no for a blush. So yeah, that's another one that's a really good bronzer that I really enjoy. So yeah, that's love it. We did well with the bronzers. I didn't realise how much I actually enjoyed all my bronzers that I own, which is great. Next one up is the Kiko Dark Treasure Baked Bronzer. This is the package in here. So this is one of their special edition, but you can get this because every year they come out with a special edition, a summer kind of special edition collection, and they typically have very similar products in it. So, you know, the packaging changes, but the product inside essentially doesn't. Again, you have a kind of a marble tone. What I loved about this is the two-toned effect. So this side is darker and this side is lighter. And depending on, you know, what time of the year or how tanned you are, etc., you can go light, you can go dark, you can swirl it all around, whatever you want. So I love that element of it. And we'll say Kiko, we can't get it here in Ireland specifically, like that nobody stocks it in store. I usually pick it up if I'm in France, if I'm travelling, but I think now you can purchase on their online store and they will deliver to Ireland. But it's in or around, this one was under 20, between 15 and 20 euros if I remember correctly. And you get 20 grams of product, which is a lot of product, let's be honest, that's a good lot of product. And they're cruelty free. It has a scent, and that's my only problem with Kiko, is that I don't necessarily think the product goes bad, but I think their scent does. Does that make sense? Like, I can still smell the vanilla, but it's not as sweet or as nice as it was when I first purchased it. But the product is perfect and it still performs brilliantly. And I noticed that that scent changes only after about 6 months of use, which isn't a lot. So I don't know what they're doing with their scents. I'd nearly say to them, take the scents out altogether, because it doesn't really seem to be working for you. That's just my opinion. But yeah, blends beautifully, warms up the face without any oranginess or anything like that. It's a real summer favourite for me. It gives you a glow without being shimmery either. You know, it just kind of goes nearly satiny on the skin. There it is there, but it's a beautiful, beautiful bronzer. So I would say if you have Kiko available to you and you see something similar to that and you like what I'm describing, or other bronzers that I've spoken about, this is a beautiful one, and so much product. I mean, look, let's be honest, I'll never finish this probably, but yeah, I love it. I really do. It's a beautiful bronzer. I'm so glad I picked that one up. It's a real summer favourite for me. Like, I'm about to say it comes out every summer, so that would suggest I have it. I at least have it 3 years, I'd say. So maybe the scent isn't too bad, or maybe it's accurate. Who knows? Next up is the number 7. This was a Jessica Braun Made Me Buy It kind of product. This is it here again, very shimmery packaging, so you won't really be able to see it. This is in the shade Caramel, and it is, number 7 is quite pricey, I find, for what it is. This would be in around the 20 euro mark, or maybe just under, and you get 10 grams of product, so nearly the same price as the Kiko, but half the amount of product. Number 7, I don't know, I just don't feel that the products warrant the price tags, or as good as the price tag would suggest. Does that make sense? Probably not, but it's cruelty free, good. I mean, it's lovely packaging, it's a good solid compact, and it has a lovely mirror in it, very nice. And this, I would suggest, again, is a very cool toned bronzer. So I find, again, that this is a more winter shade for me. And it is something that you could gently contour with, because there's a little satin finish to it, but not much. It's more on the kind of matte side. So you could get away with it as a contour shade if you wanted to just gently contour, not completely sculpt or anything like that, but just a gentle. They say that there's an expert blend of powders and emollients, gives a blendable, comfortable finish to create a natural looking, healthy glow. And it definitely blends out very easily. I found that with it. Again, doesn't cling anywhere, isn't any patchiness, wears down nicely, the whole lot. Very, you know, yeah. And again, it just warms me up, you know, it just, in the or winter time especially, it just gives me a healthy look to my skin, and I enjoy it for that purpose. But yeah, that's why I bought the zoeva one this year, because I definitely have too many. We're already on 4, well, Marc Jacobs 5 bronzer shades that are more suited to me in kind of end of autumn, winter, start of spring. So yeah, having said that, that is one of my oldest, so possibly I need to look at panning that one next year. Panning a bronzer, very brave of me, wouldn't it? Next up is by Sosu. So you've heard me mention a few times if you watch any of my videos. She is an Irish influencer, Suzanne Jackson, and she has a lot of very glowy, tanny, those kind of products. And I was curious, this is called the Endless Summer Illuminating Bronzing Powder for Face and Body. Now this is a big size of a product, 15 grams, so not as much as the Kiko, but it cost me, I think it was just under 15 euros here in Ireland. She's cruelty free, good solid compact, and again, a really nice mirror on it. And it's a very clear, you know, mirror that you can really see what you're doing. It's actually a great size if you were, you know, in a hotel or something like that, trying to do your makeup or whatever. Really good size. There's no scent to it, but this for me is just, did I even show it to you yet? I didn't. This is what it looks like. This is just not, it's just not for me. It's as simple as that. This is just a shimmery eyeshadow for me. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I'd use that as, because it's just shimmer, glowy, like it's metallic. It's metallic. I used a big fluffy brush to apply this because I was trying to, you know, disperse it and break it down a little bit, but it's just glittery. And I know you could use it on your legs, you know, or on your body. Like maybe here wouldn't be too bad if I was going out on a night out. I wouldn't do it during the day. It's just too intense for me. And I've never been a fan of powder on the body, like on the legs and stuff like that. It's just not, I just don't like it. I worry that it'll get all over my clothes and that. And even then when I was getting it off kind of later, taking it off, there was just glitter everywhere, like everywhere. I just know it's just not, it's a younger person's product. Let's call a spade a spade. It's not for the more mature of skin like myself. Maybe when I was 20 I would have loved it. I would have been all about it and would have doused myself in it. But like, as well as that, like one of the claims is unlock the secret to flawless bronze skin. How can glitter give you flawless skin? That doesn't even make sense. Suzanne, that doesn't even make sense. I will not be panning this. I do not love this. This is the first declutter of this. Now she's gone. I just can't deal with it. There's just, like, I'll always try and find a way to make something work, but just no. Nope. Not for me. Second to last, we are on to the Wet n Wild You're Dragging Me Down, I think it was called. It was the limited edition kind of Game of Thrones themed, but not officially themed, if you know what I mean. You can kind of see the dragon on it there, range that Wet n Wild had. It's one of their colour icon bronzers. They have them, you know, there's loads of them there. It would have been under a tenner, and I think it was 0.38 ounces is what I looked up. I saw it was online. Not cruelty free anymore. When I purchased it, they were. So, you know, it's such a pity with Wet n Wild because they're so affordable here. And unlike other American brands that come over, they don't boost up the prices as much as others do. It was a nice enough shade. There it is there. But the packaging fell apart. That's why it's coming to you as is, and it's breaking up on me an awful lot. And I've tried some repressing, and I don't know if the alcohol we have here in Ireland is completely different to what you have in America, but it's just, I don't know whether I'm doing it wrong or what, but I cannot get rid of the smell of alcohol out of them. And I'm actually finding that it kind of burns my skin a little bit. So I've done it with blush and I've done it with a face powder, and I don't know, I'm just not comfortable with it. So I just don't think it's going to be for me at the moment, the repressing lark. I said it blends out okay, but need to be powdered first, as this does grip to the skin. And that's one of the reasons why I'm letting it go. Sorry, spoiler, I'm decluttering it. I'm letting it go because if it was a beautiful powder that was easy to blend and easy to use and all that, I'd have kept it, no problem at all. But the fact that it's patchy and it's a bit of hard work, I haven't time for it. I haven't time for hard work. I only have time for something that's going to go on really easily and just help me look better. I'm not looking for miracles, lads. I'm just looking to look better. And I don't want to have to work at making a product. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially something like this that is just so hard to make work if it's wrong. Like, it's not the worst in the world, don't get me wrong, but it's just not the best either. And, you know, you've seen I have other budget ones there that are phenomenal and I love them. So I just feel it's too fussy for me at the end of the day, and I'm going to let this one go as well. So this is the second declutter. So that one is going. And last but by no means least, we have the Physicians Formula Mura Butter Bronzer. We all know it. It's going around a long time. Been a favourite of people's for a long time. There it is there in the pan. That is what it looks like out of the thing. This is in the shade Bronzer. I think now they've expanded the range. And when I looked at it in store when it arrived into Ireland in Boots, this was the lightest of the three shades that they had on display. So this is the one that I picked. It does definitely smell very strongly of coconuts. I happen to love that. I know other people don't. If you don't like scents in your products, this is not for you. When I picked this up, Physicians Formula, this is it here. As you can see, it's quite a bit lighter actually than the Wet n Wild one. They were cruelty free when I picked it up. Unfortunately, they no longer are. You get 11 grams of product. Hate the packaging. Why, like, what's all this unnecessary crap about? We don't need it. We don't need it. Lovely, there's a mirror, great, I'm never going to use it anyway. There was a stupid sponge thing. It wasn't even a brush, it was a sponge. What? On an applicator? Let's... Who is up there in positions for me going, do you know what people want? Do you know what they want? Bulky packaging. People love it. They love bulky packaging. Do you know what else they love? Useless tools. People love a useless... Love it. It's their favourite thing in the world. Rant over. Coconut scent. Yeah, I said that. You saw the shade there. You know, again, subtle warmth. Winter shade for me. A real satin finish. Not glowy, but not matte at all. And really beautiful, I have to say, on the skin. It blends really easily. I said I enjoy the formula and gives a gentle warmth to the skin. Looks pretty on the skin. And again, another good winter shade. So it'll be staying in my collection. So as we can see, now what are we talking about? We have six bronzers suitable for the winter time. And we have 2 for the summertime when you use bronzer. Good job, Ruth, well done. But look, I'm happy with my collection as it is at the moment. There's room there if I want. I'm trying to limit myself to 10 items per category. I know that might seem exceptional for some people, but I enjoy shopping for makeup. There, I said it. It's out in the world. I enjoy it. I like shopping. And I like trying new products and, you know, finding out things and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so that's it. So we have 2 declutters, which is great. You know, I know now that these are not the style for me, and they can go. I don't need them on my collection. And I have bronzers here that I absolutely love and adore, and I'm going to continue to use. Do you like bronzers? Do you find them a necessity? Do you find them you know, oh God, I have to use it, but I don't want to. Do you love it? Do you just go, oh, bronze me up, just like from head to toe, give me all the bronzer. I want it all. I get that too. I like to use it just to warm up my skin and just to make myself feel a bit healthier and a bit bit glowier, and just a bit like I don't sit indoors all the time looking out at the sun, as opposed to someone who actually goes out and lives life in the sun. But yeah, that's my bronzer update for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you in some way. But yeah, let me know your favourite bronzers. I might need to check them out. Not just at the moment, but soon. I might need to check them out. Let me know. What's your favourite? What's your favourite formula? What's your favourite brand? Maybe certain brands do amazing bronzers. I don't know. Tell me. Give me all the information. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and hopefully I will chat to you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Slán.